Divine Mother, Father, Creator, Source, all that is, we ask now that everybody who watches and listens to today's broadcast be blessed, feel a sense of your loving presence and the loving presence within their heart. We invite you now to be close. We ask for your guidance, for your love, for your inspiration. Thank you. You are invited to place your hand upon your heart and breathe into your heart center, knowing that you are safe, you are loved. Invite now Source, the universe, your I am presence to align with your heart center. And breathe in from the cosmos a white light. Breathe in this light. As the light spirals down and transcends downwards, down, spiraling down into the top of your crown. Feel this white light, sense, see, know. The white light travels down into your heart center, into your heart. Feel the essence of Creator's embrace within and around you. Open your heart to this love. Open your heart. And as your heart center expands, feel the light now traveling down your spine, down your legs, through your feet, down deep, deep, deep into the core of Mother Earth, sending the light out to the ley lines around the world, to the chakras of Mother Earth. Dear one, you are a beacon of light. You are a channel for light. Now send the light from your heart out This light is love, and love is the essence of perfection, divine creation. As love touches those around you, fear begins to dissolve. Send this light out to your friends and family. Send it out now to your neighbors. Send it out in the village or town that you live in. Send it out to the country. To the continent. Out to the world. To the universe. And know this light, this love is reaching the forests, the jungles, the rivers and oceans, animals, birds, all that has been created by Source. And now take a few moments sitting with this light, acknowledging the light in silence. The angel in me honors the angel in you. Om Shanti Om. Blessed be. When you're ready, you can begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Open your eyes when you are ready, taking your time if you need to take time.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you, Georgie, also for this invitation, for sharing your wisdom, your experience, and your knowledge.
My pleasure.
You know, you were the first person who introduced me to meditation. So for me, it's very special to share this with you. or to share your wisdom, like I said before, with others through Follow Your Heart.
And it's really wonderful for me to see how you've grown and blossomed. You know, you followed your heart, you followed your own journey, your own path, which is unique to you. But it's really lovely for me to be here and share this moment with you.
Thank you. Georgie, who are we?
Who are we?
Mm-hmm.
We are beings of light. We are spirit. We are infinite. We are creators. We are stardust. And we are housed temporarily in this physical body. You know, the
How?
more we focus on that aspect, the stronger our loving presence grows, and the more confident we are in our own capabilities.
So if we are beings of light, why are we experiencing fear? Especially now with whatever is going on around the world.
Okay, so if I explain that there is a higher vibration and a lower vibration, a bit like the piano. You've got high keys and lower keys. The higher collective consciousness, which I call the super consciousness, which we all have, everybody has a super consciousness. We also have a subconscious and we have a conscious mind. So when we focus on our superconscious mind, we are connecting up here where there is only love, where there is only joy. When we are connecting with our subconscious, if we haven't dealt and cleared a lot of fear, baggage, emotions, then we can easily slip in and hook in to everyone else's fear. We're connecting into their vibration, their subconscious or conscious vibration, because we can be consciously in our mind, consciously thinking fearful thoughts. We can also be doing it subconsciously. So the subconscious and the conscious mind can work together or they can work against each other. If you're an empath and you have still not learnt how to create strong boundaries and how to realize that when something comes at you, it's actually a gift and it's something for you to deal with. So if you're an empath and you're still connecting into somebody else's fear, it's because you've got a little wounding or a big wounding or a few woundings that you're still carrying within your body, within your cellular memory, within your auric field. And it's for you to realize, I need to work on this. And I need to see, oh, okay, yes, I've got some fear here. Right, it's time to acknowledge it, heal it, and let it go. And it's quite simple. You can literally say, I acknowledge this fear. I am now ready to commit to the healing. I return this to sender with consciousness attached, with Creator's love, light, and healing. I am free. And that's quite a simple way, like an on-the-spot healing, if you like. I first started realizing this actually when I was in Ibiza one summer, when I first started working with the angels and singing, because that was a new concept for me. It just started happening in Ibiza. And I remember walking and feeling a pain, a stab in my right hand side near my ribs. And I realized that it wasn't mine. It was someone else's, and it was anger. And I realized, I need to release this. But by releasing it and healing it and acknowledging it and sending it back with consciousness, with healing, then you're not just mirroring. Actually, funnily enough, I've got a mirror here. You know, have you heard of people saying, just put a mirror around you and send it back? That all that's going to do is create a ping pong or a tennis match. Not everybody is aware or awake. So for those of us that are awake, we have a responsibility to actually do something about it and help others by acknowledging it. And bit by bit, all of the excess around us gets chipped away, and we are left in a more awakened state.
Beautiful. So when you say when we are awake, what do you mean? You don't mean awake as in awake, I'm not sleeping, right?
No, I mean, we are aware that we are more than flesh, bones, muscles. We are so much more than that. Our physical body, obviously, is very important, and we need to keep it healthy with Pilates and good food. But we have that spirit within us, and when we are aware of the spirit within us, or the angel within us, or the light, however you want to perceive it, you begin to awake. You awaken. And we are being called to awaken. Awaken, awaken, awaken now. It's a couple of the lyrics from my latest album, Peace Starts With You. And I really feel that light workers, so by light workers I mean the people who are actively seeking truth, awakening, awoken, working with light, working with love, working with meditation. We have we are needed. We are really needed to help others awake. And it will be like a ripple in the pond. You know, when you get a stone or a pebble and you throw it in a pond or in the sea and you see the circles, that's what we need to all start doing. Not just thinking about ourselves and our own spiritual growth. It's about having a knock-on effect and helping humanity as a whole.
And how can we help right now those that are without house, without food, due to the situation that is going on worldwide? What can we do energetically?
Energetically, I was going to say.
Yeah, because we can't go there.
Yeah, we can't go there. And even the charity shops are closed at the moment. So energetically, we can, depending on your belief system, We can work with the higher force. So whether or not you call it God, the universe, angels who work under source, we can pray. And a prayer doesn't have to be with, you see I'm wearing beads, but you don't have to pray with beads. But if it makes you feel good praying with beads, then pray with beads. And a really lovely prayer, which is really super powerful, are benevolent prayers. And you can start a prayer circle if you like. So the more people that are praying for the situation, the quicker it will all resolve itself. I really do believe that. I honestly believe in the power of prayer, number one. Number two, yes, we can visualize. So we can visualize a world where everyone, a bit like the song, imagine there's no hunger. You know, imagine the Elton John song. No possessions, no religion too. It's like, imagine all the people living life in peace. How relevant is that song now? I've actually been trying to learn it on the piano. So imagining, visualizing. Thank you so much. That was John Lennon. Thank you so much, John Lennon, for that song, because we really need that right now. We need to imagine a world of peace, a world where we're all equal, a world where there's no hunger, where there's no poverty, where there's no disease, where there's no abuse. We need to imagine it and create it, because if we're coming from our creator within, or our angel within, we're not doing it with our ego. We are creating and imagining from our highest potential, whether you want to call it your soul or your higher self, I am presence. There's so many names that are used. But it's that when you're in your meditation space, when you're connecting to source, then you visualize and you feel how wonderful it would be. Just imagine a world where we live in harmony. Imagine what life would be living in peace and harmony. So there are two ways. There's loads of ways I would imagine, but they're the two that I think are the most easy to start with.
Yes, I was very fortunate to experience the first one, the prayer in the community. I just came across this Zoom meeting last Wednesday, and I think it was like UK based, and it was 93 people that got together and prayed and visualized for well-being of all of us. And it was beautiful and powerful. Like for 10 minutes, this girl was reminding occasionally the sentences and what to visualize and what to feel. And I felt a shift after. When I went to bed later, I felt like, wow, so beautiful. And there's many going on right now, which is very beautiful. Tonight there is one, right? You mentioned that there is Friday, Monday and Wednesday you attend one?
Oh right, yes. Now that's so that is working with source, if you like. That's actually just sitting in silence with others, and bringing the light, grounding your own light, if you like, and connecting, because it is within us, but it's, how can I explain this? It's within, yet it's beyond at the same time. So I can't explain it any other way, but it's like whilst we're connecting within, we're also connecting outside of ourselves with source, but that source actually is also inside us. So I've also just realized I think that if millions of people around the world sang a song like Imagine all at the same time, because I'll tell you why, singing is praying twice. So when you sing, for instance, Ave Maria, you are praying to Mary twice rather than saying Hail Mary, full of grace. Singing Ave Maria, gratia plena. That's doubling up on saying a Hail Mary.
That's beautiful.
Can you imagine if everybody sang Imagine at the same time? I hope one day you'll join us and the world will be as one. And by that, we'll all be equal. There will be no poverty. We'll all be the same. Probably a bit like in the days of Lemuria, which was, we won't go into that now, but maybe we'll talk about Lemuria another time.
Sure. Amma, the hugging lady from India, that her little doll is here with me.
Oh, so cute.
She has a mantra that also she sings, and it is Aloka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. It's a praying for well-being of all the beings, peace and well-being of all the beings around the world.
Yeah.
And she's been singing this for a few years now.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, she is on my list of people to meet. I was most blessed whilst I was in Medjugorje to this. I just want to share this because this is about the power of prayer. So for anyone watching, I don't follow a particular religion. I don't follow any religion. I follow my heart. Mother Mary came to me in a dream, and I just have to reiterate here, I wasn't brought up a Catholic. I didn't really know who Mother Mary was other than she came out at Christmas. When you did your nativity plays at school and reenacting the birth of Jesus, that was really the only time I'd heard of Mary. But she came to me in a dream. And then this relationship with her built up. And she guided me to write a song. She guided me to, well, many songs, in fact. She guided me to go to her shrines around Europe. And then I was guided to go to Medjugorje. There's a little Mary from Medjugorje in Bosnia. And whilst I was there, I had a lot of opposition because when people realised I wasn't practicing, they either wanted to ignore me or they wanted me to change and become the same. So I got really upset and I went to a shrine. Well, every day I went to a shrine of Mary's and I prayed and sang and I said, if you love me the way I am, please give me some confirmation, because I'm feeling the fear here of everyone else and it's overwhelming because it's really coming at me. Please give me confirmation that you love me the way I am. And then I also went to a graveside of a priest who was the priest that was sent there many years ago in the 90s or 80s to see if the children were telling the truth. And the children were the ones that were seeing Mother Mary. And I prayed to him and I said, you know, I'm just very confused. I don't know why I'm here. It's not worked out the way I thought it would. I need some healing because I've heard that people are getting miracles from praying to you, Father. So, and then I sort of forgot about it. Anyway, a few days later, there was going to be an apparition. There was apparitions the second of every month. So I got a lift, and on the way there was an elderly lady thumbing a lift, wanting a lift. So we stopped. She got in the car, and she was talking in Croatian to the driver, my friend, and she was the sister of the priest that I'd been praying to.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
And she didn't speak any English, but my friend said, she said, follow her, follow her, stay with her, she'll take you. Well, she took me to the secluded spot where literally a few musicians and singers sit, the people doing the filming, the visionary, Mariana, and a couple of other people that Mariana invites. Everyone else is sort of like back, and it's set off. You can't get inside this space. I was taken to sit with the musicians and the singers, and I was literally a meter from where Mary appears, and maybe a meter and a half from Mariana, the visionary. And for me, that was one, confirmation of the power of prayer, and two, that I got my message that I'm loved the way I am and keep doing what I'm doing. So here we are today.
Amazing. Yeah. You know, I just remembered, it actually reminded me when you were here, and we prayed, we manifested few things together.
We did.
One was, do you remember the free party in the
Yeah.
hotel?
I remember that. And the boat ride.
And a boat trip. I haven't been on a boat for a long time. I really fancy going. Yeah, it would be nice to go on a boat. Next thing I come to studio, and the client goes, "Hey, we're going on a boat. Would you like to come with a Georgie?" Yeah.
Exactly. And you know, it wasn't like we sat down and tried really hard. We both literally just put it out there because we were coming from a place of knowing that we would really be in a peaceful space, being out at sea, you know, and we need to honor that we are in a human life, so we still need to have fun, we still need to have joy, we still need to do things that feed our sacral centers. So, you know, things that bring us happiness, health, joy, well-being. These are important. We don't need to suffer. We really don't need to suffer to be spiritual or to be awake.
It might take a little bit of suffering to get there, talking from my experience, because when I start to meditate, for example, at the beginning, it was like, oh my God, this is worse than before, because it's the first time you close your eyes and you go into the silence, and you actually start to observe, no, where the attention goes, or where the thoughts, the feelings, sensations, and all this. And it seems like they all come together when you go in the silence. But then bit by bit, with the practice, of course, with the regular practice and going back, it has so much, it really changed my life beautifully.
It's powerful. It's very powerful.
So what types of meditation exist, or would you recommend for someone that's never meditated, and how to do it?
Okay, so in my experience, so I've been facilitating meditation. I wouldn't say I teach meditation. I facilitate it. I've facilitated it in schools in the UK.
I love that.
Yeah, it stopped now. I mean, it stopped before all of this. But what I noticed was everyone, whether they're a child or an adult, because I've facilitated for adults as well, they will all have the way that works best for them. So some people just focusing on the breath, breathing in, breathing out, and just noticing their breath is their way. Other people and children like to work with mantras. So for instance, the I adapted that in schools, and instead of doing that, we did calm. So that's another way. Visualizing meditations, so you can listen to a guided meditation. That's what we did at the beginning. I was guiding the listeners to visualize, sense, feel, know the light. So that's actually quite nice, as long as you don't get hung up on you must see, because we have these we can have clairsentience, which means clear feeling, clairvoyance, which is clear vision, I said sentience, clairaudience, which is clear hearing. There's others. So depending on your most dominant sense, it probably will be an indication of what meditation will suit you best. So if you're a clear knowing person, the breath, you might just click into just breathing and being, and that's it. You just know, so you can do it like that. If you're clairaudient, then you might like to listen to music, or you might like to use a mantra, or sing, or tone. If you're clairvoyant and you see, then you're going to, if your sense is seeing, if you're one of these people that notice colours and notice things, and you're very observant with your eyes, then going on a guided meditation might suit you. Or even going on a meditation where you're observing the clouds might suit you. That can be a nice meditation. Or a walking meditation where you're taking slow steps, where you're in every moment of that step and you're noticing your step, how it feels, or how the ground looks. So there's quite a few different ways of trying, and I really feel it's a case of giving it a go. And if one way doesn't work for you, try another way. It's also nice to get some support. So at the moment, there's so much out there on all the social media platforms. There's so much out there. There's no excuse, really. It's out there. You've just got to see what resonates, what feels right in your heart and in your body, what feels good for you.
And what would you recommend to meditate in the morning, in the afternoon? How long? What position?
Right, okay, so if you're a complete newbie, a beginner, then morning time is good for meditation.
First thing in the morning?
If you can handle that, yes. If you're okay with that, then go for it. If you're not, then wait until you've had your lemon water or herb tea. And you know what? If you drink coffee, it doesn't mean you can't meditate, because you can. Don't feel that you have to fit into this yogi box, and only if you're crossing your legs and having your hands like this and totally vegan and totally organic. Yes, of course, in an ideal world, but you don't have to be like that. You can be Fred Bloggs down the road, who's a painter and decorator, or a biker. You know, you start where you are. And if where you are is having a coffee in the morning, have a coffee, have a stretch, and then sit down for 5 minutes. Start with 5 minutes, build it up. And you mentioned posture. So I personally use a meditation stool so that I'm in what they call Japanese pose. So my knees are bent. I wouldn't do that for more than 45 minutes because then it would tighten up my hips. Or I sit in a chair and I have my back straight. So ideally, you know, you want a position in the spine straight but not rigid. It needs to be straight so that you can use your lungs and your diaphragm with your breathing. If you lie down, that's absolutely fine if you're having a healing meditation. So you're being guided and you're receiving energy. That's okay. And if you fall asleep, it would be working on a healing vibration. So the intention is there and it's still a good intention. But if you want to be aware and awaken, then really you want to be sitting, or potentially you could stand even. You know, you could be standing at a bus stop or in a queue, and you can go into your zone. A mini meditation of literally breathing, or having a mantra in your head for a few moments. Just, you can take it easy, you know, just start where you are.
Beautiful.
That's what you did, really, wasn't it? You started with what you was ready for, which I think was the guided visualization.
Yes, I was hearing your, I think it was Archangel Raphael's healing,
Oh
the
yeah,
1 hour meditation.
uh,
I was falling asleep with it for 2 or 3 years, every single night. And sometimes during the day, I would put it on as well. Then I changed to Sonia Choquette, the book that you recommended to me, Ask Your Guides. She had some meditations there. And then I changed to Vipassana, which is based on focusing on a breathing and like different points of the body. And now it's just silence. Or if it's guided, if somebody guides it, of course. But
if you're on your own, then sitting in the silence is yeah.
And what was beautiful also that at the beginning it was more like I take a time, like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, like you said, and each time a little bit longer. And then after a while, I start to actually implement it in my daily life, which is actually the goal, right? To be in a present moment, because this is what the point of meditation is, right? To center
exactly
ourselves in the being, instead of in a thinking or feeling or
And also it's about getting to the point where you can meditate with a load of noise going on around you, because that is life. We do not live in caves. Well, we're all a bit isolated at the moment, but we don't live in caves. We're not monks. So I have a little laugh inside me when I hear people say, oh, I wanted to meditate today, but my mum was crash banging around, or oh, I went to a meditation class, but the lady next to me was really heavily breathing. It really put me off. You know what? Life is not silent. So ideally, you want to get to the place where you can just go so deep in your own heart that it doesn't matter. You can't hear the person next to you heavily breathing. You're not aware of the person. You're making a noise outside. You're just so in your own heart.
What do you feel when you're not in your heart?
Me personally,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm not in my heart, I'm in my head and I have thoughts. Sometimes those thoughts are divinely dropped and they're ideas, and they're normally positive and they normally make me feel good. If I get a thought that's not positive, I don't get angry with myself, but it's like, okay, so what's that all about? And I go into it, heal it, and let it go. I'm not saying I'm walking around in my heart the whole time, because if I was doing that, I'd be like a saint, wouldn't I, or a guru? So I'm not in my heart the whole time. I notice, I'm thinking about, I've got to go food shopping, and I don't really want to go food shopping, but I've got to go food shopping because we haven't got any food. Oh, okay, I've noticed it. Get back into what am I doing now? I'm driving to the shop, and I'm just going to focus on my drive to the shop, for instance.
So we can create very easily noise, right? And that changes our vibration if our thoughts, because the thoughts have vibration, would you say?
Yes. So,
They carry energy.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I can pick up on other people's thoughts. I hear people's thoughts, which can be, at first, when this happened to me, I would get upset if they weren't having a nice thought. But now I just send them love and just think it's okay for them to have that thought. That's their thought. But if you're not picking up on people's thoughts and hearing the thoughts, you will potentially come together with the thoughts that are on that vibration. So if you're having like negative thoughts, you're more likely then to bump into someone else who's having negative thoughts. But if you're having loving, peaceful thoughts and you're feeling, all centered and calm inside, then you're more likely to connect with people that are also doing that. And that can literally be when you go out for a walk, the day just runs smoothly. You don't seem to get any obstacles in your way. All the benevolent beings of the universe are there supporting you. But if you're not aware of your thoughts, I believe the Buddhists call it the monkey mind, because monkeys swing from one tree to another tree and they're all over the place. Our thoughts can be like this, and if our thoughts are like this, then we just get this fuzzy head, We're not in the present moment. We're not in our heart. We're not in our body. We're ungrounded, and people can really affect you. Other people's vibrations, other people's actions can affect you if you're in this busy, fuzzy head.
It's draining, right? It's
very,
the very low energy, and
it can
only
yeah, it can physically make you feel ill and actually create disease within the body. I don't want to go into like huge, what sort of diseases it could create, but I know from my own, I am more likely to get a headache if I'm having too much thought in my head. It will eventually create a headache. Or if I'm feeling fearful, I will create here in my jaw a lot of tension. Obviously, we can still create things in our body purely by having bad posture. So we do have to think about our posture as well, but thoughts create things. I believe that was Wayne Dyer that said that. Thoughts create things. So change what you think and see things around you change. It was something along those lines. I would actually recommend Wayne Dyer's stuff. He is now in spirit world, but he's got some amazing talks and meditations out there as well. So he's a good place to start for newbies.
excellent. I have a couple of books of his, yeah. And what can you share with us about maintaining ourselves in a higher vibration and food?
And food, well, you're the expert on food, Ivana.
But I feel like I'm always saying it, and I don't know if anybody's listening to me about, So I'd like to hear it from others. I'd like to share what others say, because you are in a high vibration. You work with light. You work with vibration. You work with angels.
Yeah. Okay. That's absolutely fine. So yes, I am a bad girl. I drink coffee. But that is my vice. I need I want something, I'm gonna have it. I don't drink alcohol, I don't take drugs, I don't smoke. I try to go organic and have organic. I'm more or less vegan. Every now and then I may have a little bit of goat's cheese or goat's milk, but mainly I'm vegan. But you don't have to be. That's me, and that's my choice. I try not to have white sugar. So if I fancy something sweet, I try to have something like dates, coconut products. They suit me. Water, lots and lots of water. So although I have my coffee in the morning, I will then have, this is quite a big cup, I will then have 6, 8 warm waters throughout the day, maybe more. The more energy work I do, the more water I drink. I also use somebody suggested this is a magnet that you put in your water, and it's supposed to balance the water in some way. I don't know if it works, but I'm doing it. You can also bless your food and water and drink. So before you eat it or drink it, you ask the angels to bless it. You ask the universe to bless it and raise the vibration. And you're eating and drinking it with love as opposed to with fear. Because if you're eating something and feeling guilty while you're eating it or drinking it, that's not going to be good. Really not good. But if you're eating or drinking it with love and gratitude, then you're going to be taking that on as well. So yeah, I like my fruits and vegetables. I've been a vegetarian for a long time. I've been a vegetarian since I was 15, and then I've been like vegan. I've sort of gone in and out of being vegan. Like when I've been pregnant, it didn't work for me being vegan, and also when I travel, certain places, you just can't do it. You physically can't do it if you're away for a long time. So that was the food. What else did you ask me to mention? I can't remember.
I think we kind of went through everything, but I'm really happy that you mentioned this intention before drinking water or eating food, but blessing the food. This is something I learned when I did the Buddhist meditation, the Buddhist retreats, and this is what Moto, his name was, the Japanese guy. He started to take pictures of the messages in the water. Recently I saw this documentary, like last week I think it was, and it was a beautiful reminder to see and hear the information again, because we are 80% of the water, right? The body.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've actually got his cards. So before I moved, I was using them, and I would I'd choose a card for the day and put water on it, and stand the water in a glass on the card. Or you can write the word. You could write the word love or peace or healing on a piece of paper and stick your glass on that. Oh, some people, I believe, make water with crystals.
I used to do that sometime,
Yeah, you've just got to be careful with the crystals you use, and you have to know what you're doing. And I'm not an expert on that, but I have used rose quartz. Yeah.
The rose, it's the one for the heart, right?
Yeah, I've got a little piece on here.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that's a pretty safe crystal to work with. And the crystals all have vibrations, and they can raise our vibration as well. So I'm really, really drawn. I've always been drawn to turquoise. It's my favorite color. Oh, beautiful.
It's my star signs stone.
Oh, yeah. I just love turquoise as a color, but also the crystal. And the other thing I will mention while I'm here, now I've got to remember the name of it. It's a Russian crystal. It comes from Russia, and I'm having a complete, what's it called now?
Turmalina?
Pardon?
Turmalina?
No, it's not that. It's
Shungit.
That's it. This is supposed to really help protect you from EMF.
From the radiation of the Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah. So I wear this now as well.
I believe, yeah. I was wearing one yesterday, but I didn't put it on today. And Georgie, tell us, where can we see you? What are you doing anything these days for online, any events or any sharing that we can join?
Yeah, so at the moment everything is online. I'm doing private sessions which can be done remotely, so we don't even have to spend time together on a video screen, which works really well for my clients that are sensitive to being around technology. Literally, we say a time and they lie down, and I share something called bellow, which is an angelic word for radical shift in consciousness. And that's a really lovely way of working with me. Also, I've got loads of stuff on my website, angelicharmonytherapy.com. So on there's a vlog page, and you can read, and you can listen to videos, and you can listen to music. I'm on YouTube, which you can get the link from.
We will link. Yeah, we will put all your details under. But it's good that you to mention, of course.
Yeah. But the link's also on my website. I'm on all the platforms, but I guess you'd get most content from YouTube or my website. But I'm going to be starting a weekly YouTube. It's going to be on a Monday at 8:30 p.m. UK time. So
which
that's
is 9:30 in Europe.
Time. It's only going to be half an hour, but it will be music, mantra, meditation, message, and also I'm going to be sharing light transmissions through movement. So the movement will come through my hands and through my connecting with loving source, with the pure presence. So it's not going to be a guided meditation, and that's going to be starting on Mondays. So and I've got lots of other things in the pipeline. I've got an ebook coming out called Awaken the Angel Within, which has message 44 days to awaken the angel within by working with a portal picture that I channeled, these 44 pictures, and also listening to the message, reading the message, saying a mantra. And then I'm going to make a course which will be 44 days of video that will be exclusive to people that are on my mailing list, sort of thing. So that's going to be 44 days, which breaks down to 11 hours of awakening the angel within over a course. So it's up to you. You can do it over the 44 days, or you can put it, you can do it over, well, if you were really working hard, I suppose you could do it over 4 days. You might be a bit frayed at the end of it, or you can take longer. So I'm really, really excited about that, because I'm just really feeling that is what I'm meant to do next. I feel so blessed that I followed my heart and created the things, co-created the things, like the 5 albums that are out there on Seraphisa Music.
It's 5 already.
5 albums, yeah. They're on every platform. They're on YouTube, they're on Google Play, they're on iTunes, they're on Spotify, I think they're on Amazon.
Always is Georgie Dean?
This is Seraphisa. That's me and Marcus together.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll put that in there as well, in the description of this video.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of healing in those CDs. A lot of healing. Especially the Heavens album is very, very powerful. It can knock people out, that album. So I'd say don't listen to it when you're driving. Listen to it if you're meditating or resting or about to go to sleep.
Is it channeled?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. I mean, everything has been channeled, to be fair, but this, I would say the Heavens album is like a intergalactic. It's not working with angels, it's working with star beings, it's working with shamans, it's working with the essence of the ocean whispers, one track, for instance. It's and it was my our second album, and people at the time said, oh, who's ready for that? Well, the time will come when people are ready. And I believe that people are ready now.
Beautiful. I remember putting your Pure Presence album on while I was receiving a massage one day. And at the end of the massage, it took me in such a beautiful space. At the end of the massage, I understood why this is called Pure Presence, because it was here now.
Yeah.
And beautiful.
Oh, that's the album with Marry Me on.
Ah.
Yeah, there's a lot of healing in that one too. I would say that's more angelic and celestial.
Beautiful. We're so lucky to have you.
Oh, it's so lovely to be sharing with you and being part of this community.
You know, if it wasn't for you that you introduced me to meditation, it was kind of all by fluke. This conversation wouldn't happen today.
No, it's funny, isn't it? How just if you're meant to be, we always have choice and free will. But if you're presented with something, yeah, you've got to go with your gut feeling. If you feel or you know, then you obviously had that within you.
We all have it, right?
We all
have it.
We all have it. Yes. And we have the chance to open to love and possibilities, or to close down because of fear.
That was the one I wanted to ask you. Definition of fear.
Definition of fear. Now, this is someone else's quote, but it's stayed with me forever. I believe it's in a book called End the Struggle and Dance with Life. It's fear means F, fear, false, E, evidence, A, appearing, R, real. False evidence appearing real. We've made it up in our head. And the more we make things up in our head and start projecting about something that hasn't even happened, rather than sending the situation love, no matter what it is, send the situation love and ask for creator source to intervene, to help you, give you the courage to open your heart and come from love.
Thank you so much for these beautiful tips.
Oh, you're welcome.
And thank you for the meditation at the beginning. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
And I hope to chat with you again.
Yeah, that would be great. I'm pretty busy recording all the videos for Awaken the Angel Within course, but I'm sure we can manage to catch up again.
When the time comes.
All divinely timed.
Sure. Thank you, Georgie. I wish you a beautiful day.
And you, lots of love.